let's get the chat and the stats and the everything going. All right. I'm hoping that this is going to work a little better than it did previously. I mean, now we're working bad or nothing, but alright, that's my Twitch monitor, that's my YouTube monitor. Alright, let's tell everybody what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Alright, stream is starting now. Twitch.tv/ViridianGames. And the YouTube link. There we go. Those look like two valid links. Let's tell everybody where the skies are so blue. Let's tell everybody on my Discord. Let's tell everybody on my Patreon. Once again, I'm late. It doesn't matter how early I start preparing for this. I always over-prepare, and then I'm still under-prepared, and I don't start till 5 after 6. I pride myself on being on time, but good grief, I cannot seem to get that to work when I'm streaming. Maybe it's something psychological. Your friend Paul says, first, it's 7 here, so you're really late. What? Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, okay, what are we doing? Oh, don't look at that. Don't look at that. That's not a real thing yet. Don't look at this list. They're not real yet. There. All right, if people are talking, how's the audio? Everybody okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear the music? Can you hear me over the music? Make sure I don't have anything weird showing on my streams. That's okay. Loud and clear. Awesome. Excellent. All right, let's get started. Hello! My name is Anthony Salter, also known as Viridian of ViridianGames.com. And this has been a very busy week for me. For reasons, for some extraordinarily strange reasons, honestly. Let's see, what are we talking about? Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is I have so much Ultima 7 in my timeline now. So much. Is it making a comeback? Is it making a resurgence? I hope so. Did I have something to do with that? Even if it was just a little bitty bit, you know, I feel like I've contributed to something major. Which, you know, that makes me happy. If Ultima comes back, that would make me very happy. And a lot of other people too, including a lot of the people in my chat right now. All right, let's see. Got an interview this week, as usual. It was a scam. And they actually sent me a document detailing what the job entailed. You know? And it's just, why would you go to that much trouble just to try to steal my bitcoins or my retirement? Because that's what they do. They tell you that you know, they have some insider information about Bitcoin that they'll let you in on, and then they just take your money. Or they tell you, okay, this is a job. While we're setting up your job, why don't you roll your 401k into our retirement plan? And then they steal all your retirement. Lord British retweeted me? Lord British retweeted me? When did Lord British retweet me? I don't remember being retweeted by Lord British. I would have remembered that. But yeah, I really feel like I've got a visibility boost this week. Okay, can you link that? Because I sure as heck didn't see it. Please. Your friend Paul says, I can give you the link. Yes, that would make you my friend indeed. Thank you. I was feeling down right before the stream started. I mean, not down, but I was like, oh, I need to get my energy up. How am I going to do that? I refresh Twixter, and a friend of mine has posted a video of the Muppets singing "So What You Want" by the Beastie Boys, and that totally did the trick. That did the trick. Squid Reject says, last year I had an interview for a software dev position. The interview was 1 hour of questions about a job I had 10 years ago that wasn't even software related. Okay. Everything's weird now. Everything's weird. And all we can do is, you know, is get through it. I had another friend on Twixter who found out that he has some health issues, and man, I wish I could help him out, but I need help myself. And talk about that. That's boring, and hold on. Someone seems to have asked a really interesting question. A question if you were up for answering. What modern game, if any, is closest to carrying on the spirit of the Ultima series? Now, I know that there are games that specifically have been said to carry on that spirit, and I have not played a lot of them. There was one Larian did. Was it Divine Divinity? or Paths of Divinity, something like that. That was supposed to be Ultima inspired. But that's probably going to sound super dumb. But the last game I played that I really felt was kind of Ultima-ish was Dragon Age Origins. There was a clear demarcation in that game between good and evil. You had extremely difficult choices to make, based on how you particularly felt about certain things. This kid effectively sold his soul to a devil to try to save his dad. What do you do? There's just the Mages Guild has been overrun by demons. Who were the Templars in that setting? I can't remember what they were called. The Templars want to purge them all, because every single mage in Dragon Age Origins is a potential entry point for a demon into the world. They all have a connection to something called the Fade. Oh my god, my alerts are working again. Somebody just followed. Who is that person who just followed? Let me look to someplace where I can just... Justice Plays followed you this minute. Thank you very much, Justice Plays. Yeah, Dragon Age Origins, I think. But yes. I think that was the one that made me feel the most Ultima-ish. And if you haven't played it, you definitely should. I'll keep thinking about that, because there might be something else that I'm not thinking of right this second. Alright. My bitrate looks ridiculously bad. I don't understand that. Is it because of Restream? Okay. If you guys complain, then I'll try to fix it. If you don't complain, then I'll just keep going. Okay, so there was one other thing that I did this week. I made a video. And I made a video about something that I feel is very important. And that is object persistence in Western role-playing games. I know I talked about this a bit last week. But I'm going to go ahead and link the video because it's a much more in-depth discussion. And oddly enough, it seems to be, it seems to be, you know, doing some numbers. More numbers than I was expecting it. Excuse me. Where's my video? Okay, here we go. Skyrim. No. Shut up, Anthony. Okay, here is a link to the video. Yeah, exactly. I had my daughter, my older daughter, played. Was it Divine Divinity or Paths of Divinity? I can't remember which. But it was one of those Larian games that's supposed to be very Ultima inspired. And she said that it was great, but it was also emotionally exhausting, which I don't feel like I need in a video game right now, or maybe ever. Arlie's here. Good evening, Arlie. I hope you're continuing to make games. You're awesome. Okay, what else are we talking about? Oh, right. Object persistence. Okay. I've got... this video has 4,000 views and 176 comments, and I have no idea why or how, because I'm a little nobody. A friend of mine made a better thumbnail for the video. He took one look at mine and said, nobody's going to click on that. So he made a better thumbnail for it, and I think that was a big reason why it started to persist. There's Divine Divinity and a sequel Beyond Divinity, not to be confused with Divine Divinity 2. Really? We're doing this Xenogears, Octopath Traveler, uh Radiant Historia stuff? Wait, was it? What was it? What was it? What was the game? There was a game that had... It was a really good... Bravely Default. That was it. That was the series that did weird stuff with its numbering system as well. JetBrain have an edit code for C++? It sure do. And it's a good one too. I've really enjoyed working with Sea Lion. I will tell you, the only thing that bugs me, the only real thing that bugs me is this. If I click on the debug button and I start debugging, my muscle memory from using Visual Studio for years is that when I hit a breakpoint, let's put in a breakpoint. I use IntelliJ for codes in Java project. Awesome. I put in another subsystem and now it takes even longer to start up. I'm going to optimize that before I submit it, don't you worry. I know only PyCharm and IntelliJ. Hey, there's nothing wrong with either one of those. I remember using Eclipse to write Java code, and I thought it was absolutely cool that Eclipse was written in Java. Oh my God, wait. Just wait, thank you. Okay. Okay, here's the one thing in Sea Lion that bugs me. Oh, I've got a breakpoint. Let's come up here to step through. Oh. The step through and step over things aren't up here on the toolbar like I'm expecting it to be because this is where they are in Visual Studio. They're down here in the debug window. That's the one thing in Sea Lion that keeps tripping me up. That's it. All right. Did I not continue? There. Oh, take the breakpoint out, Anthony. That's a per update breakpoint. Okay, here we go. All right, I want to show you something. This is a work in progress. I was working on this and it's in progress. It's not finished because it's a work in progress. But if I walk in here, this roof now pops off. This roof does not. I create a structure that can hold information about what chunks have linked roofs. In IntelliJ, I haven't stayed positioned Java sample sounds for IntelliJ that have in 26th edition. So for IntelliJ, I think that's staying incomplete. All right, I'm sorry, man. I know English isn't your native language. That just didn't come through clearly. Give it another shot. Spirit X says this project is incredible. Thank you. A whole lot of people have worked on this for a long time to make it so. YOLO, stop standing on the dead body. YOLO. How are updating in C++ by JetBrain? Let me give you a link. Sorry, give me a second. My dad gland won't let me not answer when somebody asks a good question. This is JetBrain's C++ client, and it is free for non-commercial use. Sea Lion. There we go. All right. So now it doesn't work perfectly. For instance, I'm in this chunk, but this chunk isn't actually connected to these. This chunk doesn't have a roof. It is still popping off all of these roofs. But it's much better than it was, and it's certainly better than all the roofs everywhere. See, you can see that this is off. It's probably like off by half a chunk or something. It's probably just math. But you can see that this roof comes off, this roof does not. This is something I've been wanting for I don't know how long. Pulling the view out makes it much more obvious that all the roofs pop off. Huh, what the heck? Why is that happening? All right, I'll have to look at that. Uh, Pulling out the camera makes it much more obvious that all the roofs pop off when you walk into any building, and I don't like that. I don't like it at all. So I've been trying to fix it. Been also trying to work on the roofs. Some of them are offset. Some of them are the wrong roof for that building type. It's just something that's going to take a database to, tell the engine, for this chunk, draw this type of roof instead of the roof tiles, etc. Uh, but there was something else I wanted to show you guys. Um, and I was thinking about, I forgot completely this program. Yep, that's it. That's the one you want. That's the one that you want. It is the one. Ooh, 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 baby. Where did my music go? There it goes. Okay, so I feel like while I'm working on combat, I feel like the biggest wodge of work that is preventing us from completing this project are the scripts. We've worked so hard fixing up all the scripts intrinsic. Um, but now I have access to coding agents. And so I couldn't help but think, what if I point my coding agent at the scripts for pause? Could it go ahead and fix that up so that I can do the pause Venom quest without, having to go through and do it on myself? And we're about to find out the answer. I haven't really tried this since I asked the AI, my agent, to try to fix these. And so let's. No, not you. There. Let's get outside Transic. YOLO, where are you? Haven't you ever considered or already considered horses and carts? Oh! Yes. I don't know why the carts are not showing. Um, you are supposed to be able to buy a cart in the stable down here, but that's not something that I've fully implemented yet. There's no point in doing that if you can't actually ride the darn thing. Once they work, then we'll put in, the ability to. Do I have sound off? Oh yeah, I'm in sandbox mode, so sound is off. YOLO, where are you? Hang on, let me find him. I want him with me when we're doing this. I need to fix these benches. They're just like the ones in the Fellowship Hall, except that they're gray. So the existing model would work, we just need to retexture them. It's easy to forget about stuff like that because they're 5-minute fixes, but they actually do reflect on people's impression of the software. So it's easy for me to go, okay, I need to get down and dirty and deep in the code in order to fix this gameplay thing. But when I do that, that doesn't make that doesn't make people go ooh when they start the game up. And I want that. I want them to understand, what this project's all about and what we're trying to do here. And I may be putting the cart before the horse. YOLO, where are you? No pun intended. What about birds and bows and arrows? Oh, there will be birds, and there are already bows and arrows, and they work maybe a little too well. Where did I leave yellow? Okay, okay, fine, fine. Quit. Start again. Actually, we're going to run and release because it loads faster. Earthbound song had to be muted. There we go. Oh my god. He retweeted the water thing from last week. That's why it has 20,000 views on it. Oh my god, no wonder my visibility blew the hell up. If you want to test the NPC scripting, you could write an NPC to pick up all the trash in Cove and sort them into chests. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Grant McGregor 1571 says, "Nice, congrats, thank you." All right, YOLO. Let's see if you can stick with me long enough for us to go check this out. Hi, guys. Guys. Oh, they're flagged as enemies, so I can't walk through them. Get off that pole. Get off that pole. Can't he just slip diagonally past that? I've got diagonals in the pathfinding. For crying out loud. Come with me. Yes, that is the proper direction to travel, Avatar. NPC animations are very good. I don't think so. But they're not too bad. Alright, let's see if we can talk to everybody. Oh, come on. What's going on with these roofs? Poop. Poopy McPooperson. These tiles aren't supposed to be drawing. Alright. Threads performance? Oh, I don't have anything threaded in this game if I can help it. Let's see. Height cut off. There we go. Height cut off. Excuse me. When this happened in my work, the cause is threads or trees. All right. Use 7 object. That cut off. Okay, it's not using it at all anymore. Okay. I thought I still had this in as a backup. Excuse me. Grief. Okay, if shoot. Game mode equals sandbox. And we will go ahead and use the height cutoff. Sea lion? Okay, that's something else that annoys me. I have not yet properly taught sea lion since I changed my Linux installation that I like mashed braces. If pause.y greater than or equal to state return. There we go. Oh, it's so hot here. I'll be so glad when winter comes back. Winter. When my brain starts running at extra capacity. Why don't you use characters similar to the ones in Tibia? Well, we've been thinking a lot about how we're going to end up doing the characters. They need to be based on the original graphics. One of the things that makes this project possible is the fact that A, it is open source and free, and B, it requires the original files to play, and that means that I need to incorporate the original graphics as much as possible. So I am a little loath to completely change how the characters look, but they just don't have enough frames of animation. They don't stand straight up. Everybody seems like they're leaning back ever so slightly. So what I would like to do is kind of find a way to grab areas off of the sprites and texture them onto 3D models that have better animations. But that's a ton of work. And what I've got right now is sufficient for getting the game playing. We've had so many discussions on the Discord, and if you'd like to join the Discord, please do. I will dig up a link here in just a second. Let us see if this code base works. There we go. All right, we can see now. Okay, okay, here's Polly, right? Polly? I can't click on her because even though the roof isn't drawing, it's still in the way. Poopy McPooperson. All right. Where's the picking code? I don't I don't flipping remember. Okay, okay, this might not be the best solution anyway. So let's undo this. Question: was there paths drawn on the ground that could be seen in debugger back in the day, or was that just the egg object? Oh, I'm so sorry. I do this stuff and then I get used to seeing it on the ground. It should not be drawing eggs. I was drawing eggs because I was working on eggs hatching and making monsters. Music's a little hot. Wait. So no, it's not supposed to be drawing the paths and the eggs and stuff like that. Alright, sandbox mode. See, I can click up here into pause. Oh wait, no I can't. When did I lose that ability? Oh, there's a keybind that unlocks it, but I can't remember which one it is. Let me out, Avatar! Let me out! Well, there are eggs. That's an egg. That's an egg that changes the weather randomly. That's an egg that runs a script. Change weather, run script. Alright, let's see. Okay. That's not the right solution. The right solution is to fix this problem. These should not be drawn anymore. All these roof tiles should no longer be drawn. Because the replacement roofs cover them up. If I come back out, still getting slate roof. Okay. Okay, is that enough for me to be able to see Polly? Yes, it is. Can I talk to Polly now? I thought that the picking code ignored things that were not being drawn when it was picking. I have borked a lot of bork. I must now unbork the bork. My change to roofs borked the bork. And not the good kind of bork. Where a lovely Scandinavian woman sings you songs in an incredible voice. The bad kind of bork, which means broken. Okay, we want to keep these scripts. But we want to revert practically everything else. We don't want to revert use 7 Lua funks because that goes hand in hand with scripts. All this other stuff, I obviously messed that up. Unstaged edits. Yes, revert them. Revert them. They are evil and must be destroyed. Alright, let's rebuild. And I mean really rebuild. I can't get my throat clear. It's not a dry stream, but it is kind of a gravelly one. Alright, sandbox mode. F5. There. Tongs. Okay, good. That fixed the problem. The problem that I created with my poor code. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Codebase. I let you all down. Okay. Now can we talk to her? Yay! You see the town bartender. She looks very busy, but she obviously takes pride in her work. This is Polly, I think? I am Polly. It's a pleasure to meet thee. Oh! Guest starring my son David! What's up, boy? I'm doing my stream, so I'm talking to all my friends. Oh. Alright, good. Alright, thank you. Alright. Alright, that was my boy. I am Polly. It's a pleasure to meet thee. Job. The owner and proprietor of the Salty Dog, the finest eating and drinking establishment in all of Paws, at thy service. However, the Salty Dog is now closed. Please return during business hours. Okay, bye. Let's turn on the scripting. Let's turn on pathfinding. What time is it? It's 8:15 in the morning. Okay. What can I do for thee, my lord? Okay, yeah, it's not time yet. Okay, well that's a good start. Because if I remember correctly, half of the scripts in this in Pause were completely broken. They would just flash the character portrait for a second. Let's see. This is Morphin. You see a man whose eyes slowly shift back and forth as a crooked smile curls on his lips. He walks up to you and looks you up and down. Oh, there must be a traveling show in town, he says, sniggering. That is a very nice clown costume. Who art thou? Who art thou? I am Victor. Very well, Victor. What dost thou want? To answer someone who has asked what would have the spirit of Ultima, it would need name, job, and buy. Yeah, they should be a little more, verbose than that. But yes, being able to ask somebody, who are you? What do you do? Who do you care about? And then goodbye. Good evening. A bit late tonight. Not Peachtree! Not Peachtree has joined us. Yay! It is nice to see you. All right. Excuse me. I told you. Not a dry stream, but it's a gravelly stream. Okay, doing that voice that I was just doing reminded me. I saw a little trailer for the new Street Fighter movie, and I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but it looks like it's almost guaranteed to be entertaining. And Bison is being played by David. What's his name? He was the Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad, and this is where I really came to see who he was. He was Garathan in Murderbot, and I loved him in that show. And now he's playing Bipson, which is great. I think he's got just the right attitude for that, even if he isn't, 6'6" and huge with psycho power. What are we doing? We are seeing if some automated script fixing for the town of Paws worked. In Paws, I see. Yes, that is correct. My name is... No, I have to do the voice. My name is Morphin. I'm a merchant who operates one of the most thriving businesses in Paws, which includes the slaughterhouse. I do suppose my ventures are profitable enough for me to afford to move to Britain, but things are so much less expensive here. Of course, the theft has me a bit wary. If thou dost wish to know more about the people here, speak to the couple who run the fellowship shelter, Feridwin and Brita. Theft? Thou art a stranger in Paws. Beware the thief that roams this town. The culprit has stolen a quantity of my valuable silver serpent venom. Venom? A terrible crime, causing me no small amount of monetary distress. It has caused the surrounding community to worry about their possessions as well. If I would be thine humble servant, wouldst thou help investigate the matter? Wilt thou? What? I thought you said I was a clown from a traveling circus, and now you want my help? Yes, I gotta help you because I'm the Avatar. Pfft. Then I shall cooperate fully, my lord, he bows. Merchant. Oh, I sell little this, little of that, here and there. Wherever there is a demand, I try to supply it. Slaughterhouse. I take it thou hast noticed the smell. If so, I do apologize. He shrugs his shoulders, grinning, and holds his palms upward. I think of it as the smell of success. Thou mayest purchase some meat if thou so wishest. I do not want any meat. Alright, so we talked to Polly, we talked to Morphin. Now let's talk to the baker. Who is this? Oh, this is the woman who runs the oddities shop. What just... Oh, no! Oh, no! I was in release mode, so I don't have any information about why it just crashed. It hasn't crashed in a long time. A long time. Poopy McPooperson. Now we have to run and debug. Roar like we're going through molasses. Ah, one of my favorite lines from Psychonauts, which just had so many funny lines in it. It's crazy. I don't understand how Tim Schafer can be so damn funny. It's insane. Oh, I did not mean to visit Patron Village. But the coach, Coach Oleander, at the beginning of the game, you're in the first mission, and he's ex-military, so he's, treating you like military cadets. And, why can't I get this to... Where's my menu? I'm moving my mouse. Menu's not popping up. Well, at least you're not losing keys in the game. Yeah, that's true. Sandbox mode. Here, finally. I'm busy telling a story and not thinking about what I'm doing. And I am from the South, so one of the colloquialisms that we often would say where I'm from is slow as molasses in January. And so there's a point where Coach Oleander says, "You're as slow as molasses going uphill in January with crutches." I don't know why, but that just tickled me pink. Just the with crutches. God, it was so good. Oh, Tim Schafer, please find your way. Now that you are no longer being held back / supported by Microsoft, please find your way with Double Fine. And make Brutal Legend 2. There, I said it. I said it. I said it. Okay, we'll talk to... Oh, wait. We gotta turn on time. All right. Okay, she seems to be operating within normal parameters. All right, let's speed through this just to get the flag set. Victor, job, merchant, demand, apply, apothecary, effects, silver serpent venom. Make sure skin slough off eventually. Theft. Yes. Bye. Okay. Let's go talk to Thurston, if I recall correctly, at the mill. First, we're going to talk to this lady. Oh, what's her name? Penelope? Beverly. Almost got it. House of items. All right. All right. Okay, that's where it crashed last time. It crashed after we hit a uh, 3 hour mark. See, every 3 hours, all the schedules get updated. And since everybody in the world is always running, which I may have to stop, but I want it. I want the whole world to run all the time like clockwork. It causes a huge spike. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie, dear. M-flat model. Models. Materials. Shader ID 3. Texture 2D. Width 9, height 10. Mipmaps 1. G chunk anim texture. CHID 3048. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is part of Wudan's new animation system. There may be a texture missing. All right, let's use a G chunk. Wow, 25 viewers. Nice. What? What? Holy crap. I'm not being rated? Am I being rated? No, I'd have got a notification if I was rated. That's one of the reasons why I turned notifications back on. I don't want to be rated and not realize it and not thank the person rating me. But gosh, ever thought about having a key mouse logger to record your movement to recreate bugs that might be intermittent? That's a great idea. That's an absolutely stupendous idea. Oh, I got caps lock on. Chunk anim texture CHID. Error code in Python. Cannot access memory at address. Okay, how big is this structure supposed to be? Length 3046 and the CHID is 3048. All right, let's just put a guard on this. It's not a fix. If CHID is less than G chunk anim texture size, there we go. There. And set a new material. Sea lion. Okay, that should prevent the bug from occurring again. We'll have to actually fix it later because it means that some animations are going to be broken, but at least the game won't crash. Polarity Gamer says, "Great stuff." Thanks. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just sitting here bug fixing. All right, we go. So it was just an accident that I hit that missing animation tile at the exact same time. It was doing a schedule update. I thought the schedule update might be the problem, but it wasn't. is this music? I love this music. Oh, of course, it's Donkey Kong Country 2. Now, I will not lie, I did not play any of the Donkey Kongs after 1 because I felt like I'd been, abused enough. That game was unreasonably difficult, in my opinion. All right. All right. Hans Hotta says, "Oh my good." I don't think we've met Hans Hottest. Hans Hottest. This game is the game. The game. Yes, Ultima 7, it's the game, man. It is the game. Okay. Okay, there's the 9 o'clock spike. Let's talk to Morphin. I am the... Well, crap. Oh my god, if you say that you're the Avatar, he won't talk to you. Oh my god. Thief. Oh, wait. Oh, dang. I meant to tell him that I would help him. Yes. Okay. Dude, this is awesome. Where's the 3D coming from? Says PD Gen 65. The 3D is coming from... Okay. Okay. We apparently have a bunch of new people. So why don't we just take just a minute and do some history of the project. The project really started when I was playing some games in the late 90s or the mid to late 90s. This game came out in 1992. In the mid to late 90s, software 3D really became a thing. And one of the types of games that people were making with those games were games that were fully 3D, had rotation, but used little billboard characters, for their in-game, for their little in-game people and objects and things like that. And I kept thinking, what if Ultima 7 could look like this? Is this Exalt? Hans Hada says, I finished this game at least 10 times. Is this Exalt? No, it is not. I thought long and hard about making what I'm doing a mod for Exalt. But what I'm doing isn't just making the game 3D. Now see, the thing is, Ultima 7 was always 3D. You could build stairs out of crates and walk up them. But the technology of the time could not do a 3D world properly. So it had to be a 3D world represented from the top down in a 2D fashion. So my goal was to take this world that was already 3D and present it in 3D, which is what I've been working on for many years now. Oh man, a lot of people are talking. Hans Hada says, I finished this game at least 10 times. Good for you. Okay, so while I was doing this, I thought, if I'm going to make the game, and part of this was, actually, I think I started this before he said this, but, the director of Baldur's Gate 3 listed Ultima 7 as one of his biggest influences. And I thought, yeah, okay, what I want to do is make Ultima a version of Ultima 7 that people coming back from more recent games would be able to play easily. Because there's a lot of chunkiness in the original game. The original game is wonderful, but there's a lot of really rough edges in that game. And so I'm not just making the world 3D, I'm also adding some quality of life features. For instance, you can, mess up your inventory here. Not that. The bark is keeping me from picking them up. I thought I'd fix that. And then you can press the sort button, pop, and sort out all your stuff. That should have been in the original game, and it should have been in Ultima Online too. But I put it in this one because messing around with the inventory system was not fun, in my opinion. I'm adding combat options, including a turn-based combat option, because the original combat was just too frenetic. You just didn't have very much control over what was happening. Oh yeah, Syndicate Wars, great game. Yes, Syndicate Wars, Dungeon Keeper, Myth 2 Soulblighter. Those were all games that made me go, I wish Ultima looked like this. You're making a lot of sprites, right? Okay, that's what the the thing that made this project possible at the beginning is this. This is what I call a cuboid. This is the original sprite from the game. Right here. I am actually taking, I know you can't see my fingers, but I'm actually taking parts of the original sprite, rectifying them into straight textures, and then wrapping them around a real 3D object in order to make things like walls and doors. This allowed me to get the project off the ground. This is what allowed me to initially present some 3D elements of the world. So voxels or point clouds? Not yet. Could it be possible to use this engine to see the game in POV? Oh, could it? Gosh, I wonder. I wonder what happens if I come back in here and press Control P. Oh look, first person Ultima 7. One of my contributors, who was that? DLB put this in. And I think, you could pretty much just slap a skybox on here. And it would be just fine as an Ultima Underworld kind of thing. And Tada says, "Oh my God! Oh man! Isn't this lovely?" Yeah, I did that for an April Fool's joke a couple of years ago when the project was first in its infancy. I rendered some screenshots just by putting the camera at the down at the ground and pointing it forward. And then one of my contributors said, "Hey, let's just go ahead and get that in there." Oof. 3-hour spike. I don't think I've tried to walk up something while I'm in this mode. Let's see what happens. Nope. Pathfinding does not work in this mode, but that's okay. Right now, it's just for... wait a minute, I did walk up one. I'll be darned! You just have to hit it at the right angle. Keeping the original sprites is a great choice. Thank you, dude. Ultima 7 in VR. Yes, that's entirely possible. I had this dream. Oh man, do you have any idea how many times I dreamt about this before I started on the project? Oh, it was crazy. And when my kids moved out, and I didn't have to focus quite so much on their well-being, oh hey, there's a... Sea serpent tentacle. I started working on this. It was about 3.5 years ago. But it was initially the project was a combination of cuboids and billboards. And if you don't know what a billboard is simply an object that always faces the camera no matter which way you rotate it. Um, Lots of older games used these for, I mean, Doom used these for crying out loud. For things that don't really change as you orbit around them, or things that don't need to change because they're not really the focus of the game, billboards are great. So between cuboids for the walls and billboards for things like the trees and stuff, I was able to put together some pretty good, initial screenshots and stuff. Um, my initial goal was to just do Trinsic. I was just going to grab the Trinsic world data and focus on that. But then once I decoded the world data, I thought, why not just go ahead and do the whole thing? And so I did. Um, oh, what's the debug button to unlock? Can now move static objects. That's not what I want. Lua debug mode enable. Oh, that's low poly mode. Where I tried to make it look even more like the original game. Camera unlocked. F9. That's billboards. Walkability. Adding objects with scripts. I know I know there's a key in here that lets me jump around the world. What the heck did I do with it? Okay. Well, the entire world is available to be explored. The problem is that most of the objects in the world don't have their scripts associated with them yet. So, uh, very few things work. There's lots of things that work basically. I mean, like, we fixed like every door in the game. This project makes Daggerfall Unity look basic. Oh, well, thank you. Is it C++? Yes, it is. This game was created using straight C++, just like your grandma used to make, and one game library called Raylib. If you want to make a game and you don't want to use an engine, you want to write it yourself, I know SDL is a really hot thing, but I ported the project early on from my own code because I was writing it in pure C++, you know. Um, and I started hitting some things in my own engine, and I thought, you know what? What do I want to do? Do I want to debug my engine, or do I want to write Ultima 7? Um, and I made the decision I want to program Ultima 7. That means I have to use an existing engine. At the time, Raylib was the best engine that had 3D support built into it. At the time, SDL3 did not exist. So I ported the entire project to Raylib, and it was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. The project probably would have gotten bogged down with a bunch of technical issues if I hadn't done that. Unlock from Avatar with F5. Is that how I did it? You're right. You're right. Good lord. But now the avatar isn't here, so if I press Control P, I'm back at. Wait, where am I? Oh my gosh. Oh, and scripts also work in first person, so you can do things like open doors while you're in first person. But I mean, this is this is a nice side effect. Okay, we're going to fully support this mode, but this isn't the point of the game. Um, Good grief, there's so many. Oh my god, there's so many. Everything's is app objects is Keeping the original sprites is a great choice. Thank you. We did that as much as we possibly could. But, as you can see, there were things that we could not use the sprites for, like this pillar. So our goal... Oh, dang. Okay. There. So our goal was to make a 3D object that looked as much like the original 2D object as possible. Let's see. See, here is the sprite of the original 2D object. And this is what the associated mesh looks like. There are two guys on this project named One Crash 007 and Urant, and they have done an absolutely stupendous job of taking two-dimensional sprites and making 3D objects that look just like them. I wish this was a commercial project so that I could pay them for their work. They've done so much amazing stuff here. And if it weren't for them, this project might work, but it would not look nearly as good as it does. So many questions. This a real enhancement of everything? Yes. Nice. Unlock from Avatar. Yeah, okay, there. Tried this the other day. Gigantode 3261 says, tried this the other day. Very cool, though the shallower camera angle was a bit of an issue. Obscuring stuff in those small buildings, right? Yes. Yes, that is an issue. That is an issue. If you are looking at a small one, like this right here, let's make it day. Oh dang, that's the wrong button. That doesn't make it day. That makes time run slower. That makes it day. There we go. Okay. But yeah, like this little room is one chunk in size, and you'll have to, rotate all around it to see everything that's in it. Whereas in the original game, from looking almost directly top down, even though the perspective was oblique and a little weird, you could see everything that was in the room at once. I'm thinking about doing a thing where obscuring walls might not get drawn, but I'm just debating that. And yeah, being able to raise the camera angle might be a solution as well if people don't like how I'm doing it, because that's the great part about this. The options screen on this project is going to be huge, because there are going to be bug fixes that you can turn on and off, features that you can turn on and off, and tons and tons and tons of stuff. Complete subsystems that you can swap between, like the combat. You can use original Ultima combat, refined combat, or turn-based combat. And a refined combat is one where you can give all of your characters actual commands, whereas in the original Ultima 7, you can't. You can give them like combat stances that tell them do this in combat, or do that, or do that. But I want the player to have the option to be able to pause the game and tell everybody, you need to fight. You fight this, you fight that, you fight this, etc., etc. You move behind here and then shoot that sort of thing. And then I want full turn-based for people who like that, like me. Oh God, congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream Chat. Thank you. Good grief. I can't believe this. This is crazy. I'm so happy y'all are here. I'm so happy so many people love Ultima and are looking at my project. Okay, if you want to find out what is going on, the best place to start is ultima7revisited.com. Why isn't that in my... There. This is the official website. Let me grab this here. There. And you can join my Discord from here if you want very, very constant, immediate updates. Because I stream my progress each week on Sundays, as well as talk about some other things. That's the stream, of course. But in my Discord, we talk even more immediately about what we're doing on the project. The current download is a little out of date. We're working on a bunch of new stuff, but as you have seen from my bug fixing, it's not all completely stable. So as soon as we can get that stuff out for you, we will. This angle is generally much more pleasant visually, but yeah, they designed those small-ass buildings for the crazy top-down angle. That is correct. Says Gigantode 3261. Kale Bumosi says, how far along is the project and where's the... Oh, yeah, okay. Here is the current plan. The Trinsic demo that we just released was basically a vertical slice of Ultima. And if you don't know what a vertical slice is in game development terms, it's basically a small area that demonstrates all of the game's systems working at once. So, in this vertical slice, we have conversations working. Hi, Spark. We have picking up objects working. Demonstrated by the fact that I can open my inventory. Sorry if this is not very smooth. It's in debug mode. We can grab this key off of Christopher's body. Not the candle. These things are really small, and they have really small hitboxes. There. We grab the key, put it into our backpack. Come over here to Spark's house. Double-click this key. Use it on this chest. It unlocks the chest. We open the chest. We can get everything inside the chest. Come on, man. Come on. It's not going to run like that in release, I promise. Alright, and now we can come back to Spark. Where was he? He was in the... Okay. Okay, and now, because we picked those up, we set game flags that allow us to talk to him about the things that we just picked up. These subsystems are the basis of the game. Using things on other things, talking to people, combat, learning stuff, going places you're not supposed to be. Can you stack the crates to the roof on the Haunted Blacksmith? Oh, you would ask that question. And the answer is no, because my pathfinding in 3D is still kind of janky. I mean, you can stack them, sure, but you can't actually walk up them. Like, yeah, we can do that. Why is that target off by 1? Okay. But I can't actually walk up that. The pathfinding just does not like one tile wide paths. Heck, the original game didn't like them either. Legendary project, you're the best. Pestoman 7069. Thank you so much. Gosh, I can't believe I'm blowing up like this. This is insane. Oh, I've got eggs on. That egg makes that dog, by the way. That's what the egg does. And you can see, you know, the dog does not look very good. We need an actual 3D model of a dog. We need an actual 3D model of all the monsters and all the NPCs. And doing that's just going to be a complete huge wodge of work. Sorry if I bumped the mic there. So what else was I talking about? Well, that's basically the project. I will not be happy until the project works as much like the original game as possible, while, again, smoothing off some of those edges. Inventory, combat, lots of game flags that won't get set. And in fact, oh, that's what I was testing. There's a way to bork the Venom quest in pause. That's what I was actually gonna look for. If you find the Venom and you immediately give it back to Morphin, the quest just ends. You can't do anything more with it. Now, this is why this isn't a mod for Exalt. Um, Exalt's stated purpose is to make the game run as much like it did back in the 90s while giving a few quality of life fixes, like a keyring. But some bugs they deliberately did not fix because that changes the experience of the original game. I'm not as reticent to change the experience of the original game if it's clear that the experience of the original game was wrong. The fact that you can, oh man, excuse me, good grief. The fact that you can mess up the quest, that should not be in the game. That's a bug. It's a bug. There's no reason not to fix it, in my opinion. Uh, so gosh, thank you for everybody who's showing up. Um, uh, let's see. Where were we? Oh, right. Pause. Pause. Okay, so this is the house of. This is Beverly at the house of Beverly. Hopefully it won't crash again. All right, let's not talk to the beggars. They don't have anything to do with the thief quest. Oh come on! I've worked so I've worked so hard on this. Sometimes it likes it better if you click on the other side. See? It tried to find it. Fix your mind. Really? Are these not flagged as... Oh, look at that. Oh, man. They're not flagged as walkable anymore. These should have... these should all be green. And they're not flagged as walkable anymore. I don't understand why. That's okay, though. Turn that off, because it looked kind of ugly. Isn't there a place right over here where we can just... Yeah, mud track it? Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see. This is Andrew's farm, if I recall correctly. Name. My name is Andrew. How art thou, my lord? Job. I am the owner and proprietor of the dairy here in Paws. The thief. Be wary, for there is a thief in this town. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from Morphin. It could be hidden anywhere. With all the trade that occurs in this town, it would be easy to hide. I do not know much else about the substance. Perhaps Morphin himself would know what kinds of effects it might produce. Morphin. He bought the slaughterhouse a few years ago, soon after he joined the Fellowship. I knew the previous owner. The previous owner? I was just a lad when I first saw the old slaughterhouse. The man who owned it even showed me the storeroom in there once. The door to it is locked. I think Morphin has the key somewhere in his house. Gosh! Quest information. Dairy? Yes, I sell milk and cheese. Thou mayest find the dairy between Camille's farm and the slaughterhouse. Alright. We're just... So far, this has been going great. Man, that still didn't come out good. YOLO. Okay, I gotta do something about this. Pathfinder. Oh my god, I just put him on the roof. All right, Yellow, get down from there. Get down from there. There we go. There we go. Font is easier to read. Yes. Oh, let me link that. That's a person who definitely deserves some recognition. Here we go. This is a guy named Chevy Ray. If you've not heard of him, he did a game library for, what was it? Python, I think? That made it really easy to make games. A bunch of Ludum Dare games used that library. So he's awesome. And he also did a bunch of pixel art fonts. And now Restream is not letting me click it. There we go. There. Okay. The people in pause are creeps. Some of them are. They certainly are. So if you need pixel art fonts, you really can't do much better than this pack. We're using Magic Lantern for the Ultima text. I think it works extremely well. We could have used the original text. If you'll notice, when I talk to somebody, excuse me, I put a dark bubble behind the text to make it even more easier to read. A stern-looking woman stares at you without humor. Name? I am Brita. Time for a terrible, terrible German accent. I help mein husband Veridwin run the fellowship shelter in pause. Thief? One of our members, a local merchant named Morphin, had a shipment of silver serpent venom stolen from him. Not that I care about the venom itself, but is it not shocking? Veridwin, mein husband is a good man who devotes himself selflessly to helping the poor of this town, something they do not appreciate. He is a good man and a dutiful fellowship member. Shelter? Running the shelter is hard work for mein husband and me, but it is worth the effort to ease the suffering of those less fortunate than we. Serpent venom? I've never seen any myself. I've no idea what it does to someone, but it cannot possibly be good. Bye. Oh, sun's going down. Okay, dang, I'm really surprised at how well these conversations are working. We haven't hit a broken one yet. I find it truly difficult to believe that thou art the Avatar. My name's Veridwin. I own the fellowship shelter here with my wife Britta and my son Garrett here in pause. Garrett? Thankfully, we've been able to raise our son properly by emphasizing the teachings of the fellowship. Garrett shall not be trapped in the poverty of his surroundings. He shall be intellectually, spiritually, and morally superior. He's talented, too. He plays the whistle panpipes extremely well for a lad his age. Britta and I are very proud. He could probably attend the music hall in Britain when he's older. Britta, as thou dost already know my wife Britta, I'm certain thou wilt agree that thou couldst not find a more dedicated practitioner of the fellowship's teachings. This is the only place in all of Britannia designed for the aid and care of the poor. It is hard work, but then one strives to be worthy of that which we wish to receive. And if you weren't aware, if you die in combat, this is where you wake up. Somebody drags you back here, and you wake up in the fellowship hall and pause. I don't want to hear any more about the fellowship. All right, let's see. Let's talk to Garrett. You see a young, jovial man who gives you a friendly greeting. Name? I'm Garrett, son of Veridwin and Britta. Veridwin. My father works for the fellowship, helping the poor people in pause. He tries to recruit them, but most refuse. Poor people. My father says the poor people reject the fellowship because the triad of inner strength requires strength of character. Character? My father says the poor are weak of character, and that is why they're poor. They do not have to be. They're just too lazy to work. Dost thou agree? Whew. Okay. I don't usually, allow the talk of politics on my streams. Oh, and that's an interesting thing. That's something I need to tell everybody. If y'all are going to tune in, I got one rule. We do not discuss 4 things on this stream: politics, sex, religion, or drugs. Those topics can be very divisive. They break up communities rather than bring them together, and you can find plenty of other places on the internet if you want to talk about them. Um, but I can't help but say that this, resonates just a little bit. No, I do not agree. I was not so sure, but since that is what my father says, it must be true. Pause. Actually, I do not like this town very much. People are all here. Here are all poor. The only one my own age is Tobias. And, he adds, there's a thief here. Thief. There's a thief in this town. Our merchant Morphin had some valuable silver serpent venom stolen from him. The culprit is so free, so be wary. Tobias? He and his mother reject the fellowship. They're witless and stupid, and I don't like them. Bye. Okay, I think I've got the flag set. So let's talk to Camille and Tobias. Does nobody in this town have a candle? Are there really no light sources in this town? You see a farm woman. She rubs her hands, which are covered with dirt and lines drawn by toil. My dreams have become reality. Thou art the Avatar, art thou not? I recognize thee immediately. Name. My name is Camille, Avatar. It's an honor to meet thee. Job. I run a small farm here in Paws with my son Tobias. I am a widow. Thief. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from the merchant Morphin who operates the slaughterhouse. Paws. Life is hard here in Paws. It's a town of poor people with all the ills that poverty brings. At least the fellowship brings us some relief. Tobias? He's basically a good boy. He works hard and misses his father. Ills? Recently our town has been plagued by a thief. Eric Uswa says, "This is so great!" Thank you. Thank you, Wazoo. Thief? Some silver serpent venom was stolen from the merchant Morphin who operates the slaughterhouse. The Fellowship? I'm not sure whether I trust the Fellowship. It has undoubtedly done some good things in this world, so it cannot be all bad. Or at least the people in it cannot be all bad. Farm? I grow a few crops, especially carrots and wheat. Carrots. I believe my carrots are especially tasty. Wouldst thou like to purchase some? They would only cost 1 gold for 3. No, thank you. If that is thy wish, Avatar, but they are good. Wheat. That reminds me, this package needs to be taken to the mill today. If thou canst deliver it for me, Thurston will pay thee for it. Wilt thou? Yes. Be sure and take this to Thurston, the mill owner. He shall pay thee for thy trouble. Bye. Alright, now let's talk to... Okay, let's get the sun to come up. There we go. Oh shit, everybody teleported. I swore. I'm sorry. Okay, I accidentally swore, and we've had a special guest, so that's 2 bingos. We only need 1 more. A pleasant day to thee, my lord, says Garrett. Name. I'm Garrett, the son of Fair. Oh, you're Garrett. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Tobias. Where'd he go? Out of the field, of course. Crops ain't gonna grow themselves. There we go. You see a sulking lad who doesn't seem to want to look you in the eye. Just what I need, another avatar, he mumbles under his breath. Name? I'm Tobias. I'm supposed to believe thou art someone important. Job? I'm too young to have a job. I just help my mother on the farm. Thief? There's a thief running free in Paws. He stole silver serpent venom from Morphin, owner of the slaughterhouse. No one knows who he is. Mother? Her name is Camille. She speaks of thee. Or rather, she speaks of the Avatar, is what I meant to say. Some people in town think she's mad because she still believes in the 8 virtues. Thou hast already met her. Oh. Ah! just had a thought that there's a strong correlation between the Fellowship in this game and the Almeri Dominion in Skyrim, both of which want to eliminate something that is objectively good and objectively true because it doesn't match their worldview. The 8 virtues. My mother once took me to the shrine of sacrifice when I was younger. That was soon after my father died, so I don't remember it very well. I do not think it is there anymore, for she never talks about going back. I think that perhaps she does not want to mention it because there are so many in town who belong to the Fellowship, and because it makes her sad. Avatar? Art thou truly the Avatar? Honesty is a virtue, yes. Thou art no Avatar. Fellowship. For the first time he looks you in the eye. I hate the Fellowship. The only other person in town my own age is that Creighton Garrett, and it's all he ever talks about. He's always trying to convince my mother to join. He clenches his fist angrily. Please do not mention them again. I'm sorry that it's running out of the box, but like I said, these were AI translated, and the AI does not know that that we need 2 conversation calls for something this long. Mother joined? Those bloody Fellowship people know that everyone is never more than a meal away from being penniless. They say that they want us to join immediately because the shelter is indebted or is intended to only help Fellowship members. If we ever need to live there, they may have to turn us away in favor of other Fellowship members. Garrett. He's the only other boy in town anywhere near my age. His parents do not want him playing with me because they think that associating with those kinds of people will hamper his education or some such rubbish. I cannot stand the little bastard, and I hate the way he plays those stinking whistle panpipes. I have to say, Garrett's got a really good, or Tobias has a really good vocabulary. Yeah, okay, I need to do a big old pathfinding. Re, it's getting late. Refactor. There, I said it. All right, was that enough? Will Garrett now accuse Tobias? Where did Garrett go? All right, let's go talk to Morphin. Maybe kind of report in. I don't think we talked to him about the effects of the Silver Serpent Venom, so we should probably do that. Uh, let's see. Thanks. They are widely known. Silver Serpent Venom is a reagent that, when ingested in small doses, temporarily enhances one's physical strength, stamina, and quickness, along with bringing a feeling of euphoria. After the effects wear off, the subject feels quite drained. This tends to make them want to take it again. Prolonged use in such a fashion will bring about a condition that deteriorates the skin, eventually causing it to rot away. Finally, too great a dose or too great an accumulation of doses is fatal, as the venom is a deadly poison. It may very well have some healing properties when used in other ways we have yet to discover, but any user of the venom should not do so without caution. I do not believe I've noticed anyone in town who's showing the symptoms of venom use. From now on I shall keep watch, so thou shouldst ask again later. Bye. Okay, that might set the flag. Alright. If we've got the flag set, then the next time we talk to Garrett, he should tell us that Tobias took the... Okay, no. Okay, it's possible that we've broken the script. But even if we did, good lord, that's so much better than where it was. Being able to, tell the AI, hey, fix these conversation scripts so I can at least talk to people, and then just debugging them. It's going to be so much easier than doing it on myself. Thief? Venom? Oh, shoot. Whoa. Did I hit a breakpoint?